Laura Van Wagner, and she's an extraordinary teacher of energy and intuition.
Oh, thank you. It's wonderful to be here, Netra.
So Laura, tell me just a brief thing about like how long you've been teaching classes and what brought you into it.
What brought me into it is I had a clairvoyant reading, and they said that I had some of my mother's energy in my space, and if I would like to have it removed.
Oh, and were they able to remove it?
Yes, they just grounded it out. And I noticed by doing that, that some of the thoughts that I was thinking were really not mine.
How bizarre. See, I think people don't realize that we think, okay, I'm my own person, but especially our parents. You know, we keep our parents' thoughts and opinions of us, and of course it's valuable to love and cherish and be connected to our parents, but we also need to live our own lives.
That's right.
And so that was able to help you do that.
Yes, it helped me because some of my decisions I was making, I wasn't happy with them, but I thought I really wanted to pursue them. And when that energy was removed, I realized it was just my mother's dreams. It was my mother's dreams. They weren't mine. And when you're trying to pursue someone else's dreams, they never work.
Right.
Because they're not your own.
Exactly. Exactly. I'm absolutely that way. If I'm doing something because I'm interested in it, I work really hard and I get it done. And if I'm doing it because somebody else wants me to do it, I kind of have to like force myself to do it.
There's no joy in it.
There's no joy.
It's work. Yeah,
Exactly.
when you're following your own dreams, then you love doing what you're doing.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
You went and had this reading, and they said that your mother's energy was in your space. We're going to be watching a video now about energy and science, a scientific version of how energy is.
Time, space, and matter. Matter seems like a good place to begin. The solidity of the world seems totally indisputable. As a fixed thing that you can see and touch, your body is also reassuringly solid. But beginning with Einstein, modern physics has assured us that this solidity is a mirage. After all, the body is made up of atoms. These atoms are particles that are whirling at lightning speeds around huge empty spaces. And the particles aren't material objects. They are fluctuations of energy and information in a huge void of energy and information. If you could see the body as it really is, you would see that 99.9999% of it is mostly empty space. And the 0.00001% of it, which you see as matter, is also empty space. The matter is just an illusion, an artifact of our perceptual experiences. As you sift through this very solid-looking material body, you only have to go so far before you end up with a handful of nothing. This is a scientific fact. The question is, what is this nothingness? What is this empty space that makes up everything in existence? Because it's very clear that the basic raw material of the universe is that it's not material. The essential stuff of the universe is non-stuff. Because an atom, which is the basic unit of matter, is not really a solid entity. It's a void. But is this void an emptiness? Or could it be the womb of creation itself? Could it be the source of life itself? Is this non-stuff, non-matter that makes up the entire universe just emptiness? Or is it thinking non-stuff, thinking non-matter, that curves back within its own self and creates everything in existence, from matter to energy to time to space? As you dissect through the body, the various layers of organs, tissues, cells, molecules, and atoms peel away until at the subatomic realm, all that remains are bundles of energy vibrations. The nerve receptors in the body are switching stations that can take energy vibrations and turn them into touch, sight, sound, and so on.
Okay, that was very fascinating. So what is your reaction to that? How can we bring that information into our lives?
Well, when they're talking about the non-stuff, when it goes in on itself, it creates, and that is thoughts. Before we create anything, we have to have a thought, and thoughts are very powerful, and they influence everything. It's just like prayer is like concentrated thoughts.
Right. Hopefully, it's for the good.
Yes.
For positive.
Hopefully. But actually, every thought we have is a prayer. Every thought influences every thought. So it's important to try to have positive thoughts. But we can't always be positive. We're human. And it's good to watch your thoughts and try to monitor them. But if you have a negative thought, you just have to let it go. You don't say, oh my God, I'm having a negative thought.
You don't hurt you.
You just let it go. But if you have a reoccurring thought and you can't heal it or, make it, like if you're continually angry, and no matter what you do, the anger is still there, that usually means it's not your thought. An example of that would be, like, if, say, you're talking to someone and you feel like you don't like them, right? And then you walk away and you go, why didn't I like that person? And in actuality, maybe that person just didn't like you. And when they were thinking their thoughts, it kind of came into your space and you took it as your own. And to learn how to tell between your thoughts and other people's thoughts, because this happens all the time. So it could be a positive thought or a negative thought or like that.
What about unconscious thoughts? Because, okay, my field is psychology, and I know that things like I'm not good enough, I'll never succeed, nobody likes me, I'm not attractive, all these things. We have these thoughts, but we're not necessarily thinking them in a conscious way, but they were maybe inculcated into us when we were children. And so we self-perpetuate them, and then we behave in a certain way, and then it comes back, and then you reinforce, oh yeah, I guess it's true.
Yeah, well, if you think, what do you feel about yourself? Do you feel like you're intelligent? Do you feel wherever you feel not good or whatever? And then think about, well, what do my parents think about me? And usually, if your parents are really positive and you've had that all your life, their positive thoughts, then you have a tendency to be more positive. But if they're always thinking negative thoughts, but I'm not going to just blame it on parents. It's not just parents. Because you can have an experience when you learn how to work with energy, negative thoughts can come and you just can let them go and they won't affect you.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things I teach is grounding and how to work with that energy so that it no longer affects you.
We have a video of Laura meditating on her patio, on her lanai, with some birds. So let's look at the video.
This is the view from where I sit every morning and do my morning meditation, and my bird friends come to visit. This is Molly. Hi, Molly. She comes every morning and visits me, and she usually brings her partner, Max, but he's not here today, so I just put a little birdseed in my hand and then I sit and meditate. I release unwanted energies, thoughts, and this creates more room for positive thoughts and more room to create magic and miracles in your life and opening you up to your intuition. I let Max and Molly just eat. I'll put some food here and then I just close my eyes, take a deep breath, settle in, and just reclaim my space, my own energies. And then I do this for about 30 minutes every morning, and it makes your day go so much more smoothly. Everything seems to just flow along much more easily. You're able to get things done more quickly, and it really affects your relationships with other people, because if you don't have all that pain and stress in your body, it makes it easier for you to communicate to other people.
So there's Laura in her home meditating.
My home environment.
Yes, your home environment. And well, what is your connection with animals?
With animals, well, I love animals. And when you were talking about the subconscious, Actually, becoming intuitive is just becoming more aware of your subconscious. And I just started talking to the birds. When I talked to them, I never waited for them to respond. And one day, I asked the bird, I said, "What do you want?" And the bird said, "Birdseed." I go, "What?" And showed me a picture of birdseed.
Oh, just in your mind you saw birdseed?
I saw the birdseed and I go, "Whoa." And if I wasn't paying attention, I wouldn't have noticed.
Yeah.
But I bought the seed.
Yeah.
Because neighbors were feeding, so they knew what birdseed was. And so they started eating out of my hand. So
it's very sweet. So how has being intuitive affected your life? How has it helped you in your own personal life?
Oh, in many ways. It affects your relationships. Being intuitive is you're more aware of what's going on in your environment. You're more aware of people's thoughts and feelings, and so you're more able to understand where people are coming from. And as a reader, I can read someone and go to the root of whatever their problem is in one session rather than being a year in therapy.
Right,
you know, you
right.
can see, you can just go right to where that point is and then start from there. It's faster and less painful.
Right.
Costs a lot less too.
Yes, it's true. Not a lot of sessions. So would you say like how, you know, some people are musically gifted,
Yes.
some people are athletes, some people are very intelligent, some people are very gracious and good at being welcoming and hosting and partying. So would you say that intuition is something that we all have and some people are just more gifted and it's something you can develop?
Everyone has intuition, and it's just like a muscle. So the more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes, and the more you can use it, yeah. Everyone has it. The more developed it is, of course, the more intuitive you are. So.
Right.
Being intuitive is you're more aware of what's going on in your environment. You're more aware of people's thoughts and feelings, and so you're more able to understand where people are coming from. And as a reader, I can read someone and go to the root of whatever their problem is in one session rather than being a year in therapy.
Right,
you know, you can
right.
see, you can just go right to where that point is and then start from there.